Hey guys, what's up? And thanks so much for joining me as we go through this vintage piece of Metallica history, the Damaged Justice tour program book from the 88-89 tour in support of Injustice for All. In a recent video where I went through the Metallica Wherever I May Roam book, one of the things I mentioned was that I hoped I would never see Lars Ulrich naked again. And will we see him naked again in this book here? You'll have to wait till later in the video to find out, because I'm sure all of you are just itching to know. So anyways, if you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you've been a long time rider, welcome back. And for the people that have been around for a while, you probably know that Injustice for All is not only my favorite Metallica record, but my favorite album of all time. So this is something that's truly special to me. I haven't looked through this thing in probably like a decade or whatever, but as I was going through stuff recently and found these old tour programs, I decided to show them off because I think they're badass. One little cool thing here, check this out. So I have no tattoos, but long time ago, a great tattoo artist down in Florida, a guy named Nick Wagner, a good friend of the band, our band, Chimera. He did work on Mark, Jim, Chris, Matt, probably everybody except Andals and I. But I still don't have a single tattoo, only because I'm deathly afraid of needles. But he did me up a drawing of something that I said if I were to ever get a tattoo, probably like right here on my right bicep area or whatever, I said I'd get the Justice cover, my favorite album ever, and he drew this up for me. Looks pretty damn good, I think. And he did an alternate version in case I wanted that one too. Pretty damn awesome, right? It's not like he was looking at this. I don't know if he was going off the top of his head or what, or I'm sure he brought up an image, but this is probably, I don't know, 17, 18 years old, something like that, but pretty cool. And one day I still might get this. That's why I've hung on to it for all these years. But, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if I'm drunk enough or something. But let's go through this bad boy. This cover is so rad. I love it. Just like with the Black Album, we'll kind of talk about some of these tour dates here. And these are far more extensive, at least here they are. We're starting May of '88 all the way to September of '89. We do like a little different angle here. So it appears, first off, some cool pics there. Classic James, classic Lars shot. That's such a rad shot. Love that shot of Kirk. And the man Newstead there. Cool silhouette of James. So it looks like we start off 3 dates. This whole tour, there's multiple back-to-back dates, lots of doubles and stuff like that, but it looks like start off 3 dates at Alpine Valley, Wisconsin. I believe I played there with Chimera on the Ozfest tour 2003, and then cruise through there all the way to September, heading over to Europe, all the way through October, and then part of November, heading back to North America, Cleveland, Saturday the 26th of November 1988. I unfortunately did not attend any of the shows on this tour. I was only 8 years old at this time. And all the way over here, now into '89, more US. Okay, up into Canada. Yeah, look at all these Canada dates. And then over to New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Alaska. That's awesome. Back to Vancouver. Remember they did that Alaska like Molson Ice thing? I think that was later on the Black Album. Or probably the Loads actually did that thing, like a Molson beer promoted like thing up in Alaska. I remember seeing stuff about that. Into June, more Canada. Back into the States. So just so many dates. Look at this, man. And then, so you have all US there, ending in 3 dates in California, Irvine Meadows there. But what I noticed here is Tuesday the 29th and 30th, August '89, that's gotta be that famous Seattle show on the Live Ship Binge and Purge DVD. My favorite concert footage ever. I've studied that thing so many times. I've talked about it a ton too, so don't want to be redundant here, but I studied everything about that video. I've watched it, dozens and dozens of times. So that's pretty rad. But what it shows you here, I think, is at the start of the tour, look at all these dates that they piled in, got their chemistry tight, got the show down perfectly. All the in-between songs, banter, all the little cool things, live little tricks that they do live, you know, to end songs, everything like that. All these dates to end here and decide to film in Seattle. So all that is, in my opinion, is just getting ready. If they had shot that Live Shit Binge and Purge DVD at the beginning here, they wouldn't have been nearly as tight. I mean, no one can deny, well, I would assume no one can deny how on fire they are at those Seattle shows on the Live Shit Binge and Purge. So just pretty cool and good planning on their part to just be firing on all cylinders. I mean, one might say too that they could be tired at this point, you know, going through, but it sure didn't seem that way. James, how awesome was he at that show, you know, just like making you feel like you were there just drinking beers with them and stuff, you know, waking up the neighbors. So pretty darn cool. But let's turn the page. There it is, the set design, which was awesome. I personally just love this so much. This is just my personal opinion, but right now I'm just like over all the video that every band, including my band, but every band has big video walls and stuff like that now. And to me, it just kind of just like distracts from the show. I miss these old days where you bring out a cool set design and, you know, you just focused on the players. Not like video behind that was just another element of the show. Here you got to focus on the players and the music, and that's what I'm all about. Red shots here by the famous Ross Halfin, I'm assuming. We'll see the credits at the end there. Lars being Lars. Damn, those are red shots. Lady Justice. Very cool. So here we are in some, I don't know. I wonder where this is. Utah? Could be anywhere over there in the Southwest. But I guess it's a good a place for any to do a photo shoot, huh? Very cool. I consider this kind of James's prime, you know, in terms of energy and everything. I mean, he was badass on the Black Album tour for sure, you know. But here, man, how hungry were they still? So what? I mean, imagine walking out to that. Goodness gracious. Nothing to be ashamed of there, James. Ugh. Insane. Another killer shot. I love these behind the guy shots, seeing the whole audience like that. This is always the pinnacle of my dreams, to do shows like this, where it's your own crowd and everything, you know. Sick kit. Amazing. Big Lars. Get it. Hi, I'm Lars. What an asshole. What is he drinking there? Focus. Can't tell. Jim Beam? I don't know. Badass shot. Dude, that kid is sick. Look at that. Stopping for a piss. Might as well get a couple shots in, right? All right. Now this, I stopped to read this whole thing. There's a whole nother section this big on it, and I'm not going to read it to you. I didn't really think it was worth it. Plus, it would take forever. But basically, it's just a journalist, this guy named Mick Wall, really describing. I got the feeling from this he was just a writer that toured with the guys. Or something, or just a journalist that they knew well, because it starts with a conversation between he and Lars saying he wanted to write up for this thing, but he didn't want it to be like a full like history of the band or whatever. But that's kind of what it is. It's this mixed story of hearing Metallica for the first time, not liking them, but then Kill 'Em All just kind of dawned on him like a month later after his friends kept talking about it. You got to hear this band Metallica. You got to hear this band. He's like, I didn't do anything for me. But then he fell in love with it. And then when Ride the Lightning came out, it, exemplified his love for him. And then Puppets, he called it the first true masterpiece, which it is, obviously a masterpiece. And then Justice was coming out right while he was writing this article, and he had an advanced copy. But he's basically just going album by album, talking about the progression of the band and how awesome they were. But I didn't really think it was worth reading because it's not so, informational or factual. It's just kind of like just his opinion and stuff like that. And anyways, like I said, I don't want to bore you just reading this whole thing. That's badass. Big stage there. I wonder where this is. I don't know. Sick shot. Look at that, dude. Unbelievable sea of people. Hey, there's Jack. That's cool. Very cool. So yeah, this is where that story continues, but look at that shot, dude. Down it goes. My man. What's he eating there? Burger or something? Kebab. I'm not worthy. More desert scenes. This time at night. Pretty cool. Newstead. I wonder what kind of bases these are. Anybody know? Leave a comment. Very cool. That's after Lady Justice had fallen. Remember that? The stage would like come apart, the truss would come down. James is like, hey, it is what it is. Awesome shots. It's a big mop. Ender from the Bell Tolls Live. I'm gonna catch that. Nearing the end here. Will we see Lars naked? I sure hope not. But only time will tell. Very cool. So, probably the main road crew there. Maybe each of their techs at the time. Andy, Danny, Fleming, Zach. I recognize the name Fleming. Lars's tech. Then there was a guy, John Marshall, I believe, who was James's tech. He filled in when James burned his arm, but that was on the Black Album, right? Something like that. These guys all just have an 80s look to them, don't they? Alright, so there's that. But you can see behind them that big crowd they're going to come out to later in the day, wherever that is. Baseball stadium, I'm guessing. So the last page of the book. Dun dun dun. No! Why'd you have to do it, Lars? No! So the answer is with Van Halen. That's cool. The answer is somewhat yes. Not happy about that, but hey, whatever. It's all in good fun until somebody loses an eye, right? Well, that's it, guys. Again, appreciate you joining me on this little nostalgic trip. The Damaged Justice Tour, 1988-1989. If you missed my Black Album, Wherever I May Roam tour one, link it for you. Or maybe it's already been linked. You can search the channel. Appreciate everybody tuning in. See y'all soon.